It's time for vacation. So guys, we can start our weekly GraphQL sync up, and I share today's agenda. First, our ticket. It's about possibility to change customer password via mutation via GraphQL. Corresponding pull request was provided by Austris. I cannot possibility join us today, and I will demonstrate this functionality. So first of all, I have some precondition. I have already created user. And first of all, I send request for getting customer token. And need to put this token in header. Yes. And our body. You can see that my current password is GraphQL. I changed this password on some wrong password and perform request. We can see corresponding errors. The password does not match this account. Need to verify password. I change password on proper and provide some not applicable new password. You see the corresponding error that we need to have some rules related to our new password. And for example, I change on proper password, GraphQL 1 to GraphQL 2. And we can see that we don't have any errors and password was changed. And for example, trying to change via versa. And yes, we change password again. Yes, I think it's all related to this ticket. And more details, exception criteria, so on, you can find on our GitHub issues ticket. And thank you, Austris, for your contribution. And next update from my side, you can see that we have some queuing pull request, and our first goal is processing and merging a lot of pull requests which are open now. So it will be our main goal related to the next week, especially if we have a lot of guys who now are on vacation. Thank you. That's all from my side related to this ticket. And next, our presenter, Alexander, with topic customer edit functionality and customer subscriptions.
Yep, thank you. Yeah, I'll also share my screen. As I already presented like 2 weeks ago, I started with customer update mutation calls. So when we can update via the GraphQL the customer information. It was in a ticket with the first name, last name, and email. An email can be updated with a password together. And also there was a ticket number 54, I guess. Find it now, but which was related to subscription customer to a newsletter, which is quite similar and can be done within one call. Yeah, that's generally what what I showed last time. First of all, even before I will start this, I just showed the previous presentation, and there was the call which called change customer password, I guess, if I'm right. And now I'm thinking about what about like that we define the general names. Let's say if a customer update or changing. So my call is customer update. I don't know if it's good or not. I want to have some feedback from you guys. And if we have change customer password, maybe we have to change it like customer change password, that we have all started at least with the same prefix. What do you think?
So actually, right now there are two main approaches which we can follow. First is noun as prefix. Let's say customer update, customer password change, something like that. And in this case, it will be easier to sort in Schema, and it will be visually just easier to see all related operations to customer. The other way is to start from verb. When you say update customer, change customer password, etc. And in this case, obviously, like you get operations grouped by the intent. So, but I don't think there is like right solution. We just need to make sure that we are doing it in the same way, and that we are aligned when we name our operations.
Yeah, my preference would be, so out of the two approaches, I think my preference would be to start with the noun. So start with the entity that you're changing or updating or modifying. So I think customer update is good, and then consequently, to be consistent, we can change, the password endpoint to be what, customer password update or customer password change, depending on whether it can be used to create a password. But if you're changing it, I think I don't know, customer password update sounds good to me. I don't know if anybody.
Yeah, I'm also fine with it. Sounds good.
Yeah, so then we just need to make sure that all operations will have known as a suffix, as prefix.
So for all the product mutations, we will make sure to have product update should be just the generic one to update.
You mean not product update, you mean cart update, right? We don't have like product update from storefront.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. So yes.
Like adding products to cart,
Yeah, basically start with the entity that you're modifying. Yeah, so cart update, and then maybe like cart shipping address update.
I don't know. To be honest, like I suppose that we should probably do some vote. It's not like really important, but it's more, I suppose, matter of preference, and we just need to make sure that we align it.
Yeah.
We agree. I mean, we can make a vote in Slack.
Okay, let's do that.
Cool. Okay, then I'll proceed. Yeah, generally, as I showed last time, there was a small prototype. Now I made it more completed. So first name, last name I showed already. So I added the subscribed field, which is exactly the same as a get GraphQL query, and yeah, it's accepting bool. So that's my account, and I need to refresh it. Yep, I'm not subscribed currently, and if I will send it like this, so I try to subscribe. Oh, its debugger is enabled, sorry, it will take some time. Yep. And after execution, yep, I'm subscribed to the email. Also, I added some check there in implementation that if you're, let's say in this call, if you're already subscribed, it will not trigger the subscription again. So it will check if the customer was already subscribed. So far, do not lower the resources too much, and the same for the false. And yeah, and in addition, so I have here the email changes. Let's say I have an email field, sorry, something else. Good, so I have an email here, which is currently my email address, and it will not do anything here. But if I'll try to change it, then generally I will get an exception. That's a good point. I already mentioned I need an error message here for the password field is required. And generally, if I will put here the password field, which let's say make it like this, yep, then I'll get an exception, an invalid login or password. So especially use the wrong one. Here was also the question to the community more about the exceptions here. So I currently use default exception, which we have in GraphQL module, this authorization exception. Currently it's used for authorize the customers itself, so with a bureau token. And wanted just to ask you an advice: should we create a new exception for such kind of like for customer actions like login and password when you're making the mutations, or it's fine to use the current one?
So is this exception happening when customer is supposed to be authenticated by his password, but authentication failed, or?
Not really. No, that's when you're changing your email address, you need to provide your current email.
Okay.
And yeah, on this case, if the current email is wrong one, we have an exception.
You mean current password, right?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, current password, right?
I suppose it's fine to keep it like this because it's still some kind of authentication or authorization exception.
Good for me. Thanks. Then yeah, in general, if we fix the password and we'll do a request. Just wait here as output. So yep, that's generally the new email address which we have updated with correct password, and here it also changed. Yep, that's all from my side for now. I will proceed with it. I will generally make a code clean in there. We'll make a pull request out of it, and then maybe we'll switch to tests.
Thank you, Alex. You could stop share screen.
Yep.
Thank you. And last our presenter is Alex Paliarush, who provide information about some architecture changes, about some architecture proposals. Alex, please.
Okay, so one of the items which I would like to present today is signature of our resolvers. I already posted this in GraphQL channel, so you might have seen it, but I will just briefly give an overview. So if you look at implementation of our resolvers at the moment, usually you would see something like this at the end of the resolver, just before we return the value. Let's say if your resolver returns, I don't know, you are trying to get a token for customer and your resolver is supposed to return the token string, you will have to wrap it into this callback, and then you will have to provide callback to deferred value factory to create this deferred value with callback. And how this is supposed to work, I can actually briefly show you like what I'm talking about. So this is like deferred is mechanism for solving n+1 problem in GraphQL, and n+1 problem is, let's say if you, in this example, if you want to get like stories, like you want to get like 10 stories, and for each story you want to get author, like it's another object. In this case, you will get like, let's say, one query to get all stories, and then you will have to perform one additional request for each story to get author. So in our case, it's, let's say, getting list of products and also getting information about prices and any additional relevant information for each product. So you basically can use collection to get list of products, let's say get 10 products if you replace it like these products. And then you have to iterate for each product and request information about prices for each of them. And that's why it's like n+1. So you get like one top level request and n requests for each item which you get in response. That's why it's like n+1. And obviously, if you get deeper nesting, you will get even more trouble. And the solution is, actually, we have example in our products. I can probably navigate to products just to make it more relevant. And what we do here when we resolve products, you can notice that we add school of products to some product data provider, and then like somewhere here, we like in this callback, we use data provider to get information by school. And what's happening, this data provider is shared object. It means it's like global object shared between, like within the system. And it works as a registry. So we just register all schools that we will need to load. Let's say if this is processing a collection of products. And then callback is invoked when you actually try to get value of specific product. And what happens, we already have accumulated, like by invoking, like this resolver will be invoked multiple times, each time for different product. And each time you will add different school to registry for each product that you want to load. And then when you try to actually use the value of the first product, what we will do inside of this get product by school, we will load the whole collection with filter by all schools. So it will be like single request. And same can be done like for attributes or for anything. And we will just use it as the registry, and we return product from the collection, like requested product from the loaded collection. And when you get to, let's say, second product and you try to fetch actual value, the collection has already loaded all the data and you just get it from registry. And that's how you get optimization and avoid unnecessary database calls. And that is just a small background, like why do we have these deferred values overall? Like any questions for this one so far? Like why do we have it? Okay, so if no questions, then current implementation of resolvers in Magento specifies that all resolvers must return this deferred value. And one of the main reasons for this was just to unify interface and see like if it will be easier for developers to work with like unified interface. And eventually it looks like it leads in most cases to this boilerplate code when you have scalar value or you have like array of scalars, so like basically some simple response. And you have to wrap it in this callback, and then you have to wrap it in deferred, and it's just unnecessary code. And the proposal is basically very simple to extend the interface. So actually it's over here, to extend the interface of resolvers to allow scalars and allow arrays in addition to deferred. And in this case, you will be able to just, like basically in this example, you will replace this code with just return data, and it should still work. Unless you need to perform optimization for this n+1 problem. If you have this problem, you will still have to use deferred. But if you don't want to solve it or you don't need in your specific case, you can just return your data without any callbacks. So feel free to go and vote for this or just leave comments on our architectural so we have special GitHub with architectural proposals and design documents. And we have pull requests there, and one of pull requests is this initial draft for cart mutations and other GraphQL improvements. And one of the documents here is basically this proposal. Yeah, so basically it's somewhere here. This one. Also, I would like to mention, I will probably not go into too much details, but I would like to mention that we are still continuing work on schema for checkout. And in this sprint, schema for cart was extended, like for querying cart information. And again, it's the same pull request in architectural repository. So feel free to go and leave your feedback, do code review. And if you're interested in architecture of cart, feel free to reach out to me directly. We can work together. And hopefully this proposal will be completed next week. And we will be able to create all necessary tasks for checkout. And at the moment, I will probably go and show you the list of existing tasks. So we have then hub, and then in ready to start, you can see that we already have some cart operation mutations, like adding all kinds of products to cart, and also we have some mutations for coupons, and I believe they're already in progress. Or it is, they were in progress. So as soon as we complete this schema for cart, we will be able to groom and move all cart-related mutations to ready to start. So feel free to participate in schema design if you're interested, or just pick up any task. I suppose that's it from my side. Like, do you have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Alex. And looks like that's all for today. And maybe does somebody have a question or maybe notice? Looks no. So guys, see you next demo, and we will demonstrate more functionality. As I said, because we are waiting a lot of guys from vacation, and also I believe we will demonstrate some good statistics related to our open pull request. So that's all for today, and thank you for attendance.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you too. Bye bye.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.